Hey people, we are getting back started with Kittens versus ATM. These two teams are making it all the way to winners finals. These are the teams that have battled through the bracket and made it through the champs. And we are going to get started right about now with these two teams battling out to who's going to win. So we have Linkmaster starting out over here, and the round is going to get started. He is zipped over to the side, both teams moving over to the right side near the billboard to see what they can do.
I saw it quite interesting that they decided to zip with the guy that was further back away in the spawn. I feel like, if they were in the front, that would have given them some extra distance. We already got, is that two down on the ATM?
Two down on ATM right now. Oh, but they get the nice free. They're trying to keep up, and then they get the counterplay. ATM coming back with this.
That is crazy. Wait, is that ATM taking? That is
yeah,
ATM. Okay.
ATM taking the.
For a second, I thought Kittens just wiped ATM in one round.
I was surprised. It looked like they were doing it for a second with those two initial tags they were getting from the beginning, but it looks like they're moving onto the side branch, moving all by themselves, and they don't win their one. We have one down currently on Kittens, and they're bunching up onto the sideline.
1 minute down in the game. Is that two members down already?
Yeah, that's two members down on blue, and then Wormhole Alien was the last one trying to get something finished, but they're unable to do so. So they're moving in a 2-1 strategy currently to get things started. One member down on ATM, one member down on Kittens, and they're trying to get things started between the two. And Captain Daddy's trying to make it through to unfreeze his teammates, but he is failing to do so. It's unfortunate right now, but they're moving through. Emmanuel's currently down, but he gets freed by Tranex, and he's able to move and get the counterplay on Ultra Mini Plants. Great work by them. Oh, two down on ATM right now. Is this going to be the time where we see ATM try to actually have a little bit of trouble right now?
I mean, it is kind of tied, but they are, again, these teams that seem to know what they're doing like to play in closer corners. So, like, I feel like because these teams could probably have the two, most experienced teams in this league, they know each other, how to play around each other.
No, Tranex was trying to cut off the free right there, but he didn't.
This could be another point for ATM shortly.
No, we have one member down. Ultra Mini Pants trying to get through, but he doesn't get through the tight grips that ATM is putting on.
Absolutely. We just passed under 8 minutes. 2 minutes down, 3 rounds. That's not too bad. That's like, around 40 seconds, maybe a little less.
Yeah. We have one member down on Kittens getting tagged right now in the center. 2 members down right now, and one left with Ultra Mini Pants. And he has to use his quick zips to just try to get away at the moment.
I didn't even really realize that Tranex was trying to go to that vertical pipe for a second.
No. Oh, and he dodges Emmanuel, and does he get through? No. ATM is able to bankrupt Kittens from getting that score and put them in the negative.
Watching Emmanuel bump against the wall while trying to follow. It's one of the downsides of trying to use that strat. But I mean, we're sitting here looking at it. It's just so much pressure from ATM. No matter what they do, or what the other team does of Kittens, it's just ATM keeps putting this pressure no matter where they play on the field.
Right. It seems to show out right now as they're playing in this corner spot. If you see in the map, we have one member down of ATM, and they seem to be spreading away right now. We have Captain Daddy by himself getting chased by members of ATM.
Absolutely. I'm just looking back here. It's just they do. It's a lot of diving back and forth, which we've seen in some rounds in some other teams. But these two teams are probably the most known to just take these dives.
Right, they're moving over to this center spot and moving at each other with a nice joust. We have Tranex moving to the back line, trying to get the 1v1, but he doesn't get it.
I see the trade coming up on Pink Kitties. You can just see keep happening. You hear the one teammate remaining or one enemy remaining going back and forth because these trades on Pink Kitten, it's going back and forth. There really is just, we saw this in a game before in one of the other brackets. It was just back and forth, and it's what makes these rounds last really long.
Oh my gosh, great work by Linkmaster, making sure to stay up and free his teammates. This seems to be like what Linkmaster does best, is staying alive and getting this tag to make sure his teammates stay free.
I feel like if I would have given him a nickname, it'd probably be now like the Juggler, because he just juggles the enemy team around him in the air, just kind of allowing, just everyone to stay alive.
Yeah, Linkmaster does this nice back and forth like he uses to keep his team alive, and it seems as though Kittens are starting to fall behind. They had a nice beginning, but we'll see if that will go and take them.
Absolutely. We've seen these 10-1, 10-0 wipes from ATM plenty of times. And I'm kind of curious if I almost said Pink ATM, Pink Kittens will be able to bring this out with 5 minutes remaining. They're only 4 points behind. I really feel like if they try and call one person out and they target that person, It's a strat I see a lot in other games. If they dive really close to each other, have your diver and then two players ready to support him immediately once he gets tagged.
Yeah, that is a great way to bait out people and get to who you need to take over.
And that's actually a strategy we saw a lot. That's actually a strategy we saw a lot when the other, what was it, the other competition tournament we had, where they were targeting Tranex.
Right. Exactly. They were picking up on the fact that Tranex was the best player and was able to tag him. So we currently have a 1-7 lead from ATM. ATM is pulling away slowly in this match, and it's getting to a point where you want to know if Pink Kittens will be able to come back on this.
Is ATM going to do it again? That's all I'm sitting here thinking in my head is just they're the powerhouse. I know from personally, they've practiced with the devs, you and I actually as well. And something they were able to do is they were able to take points off of us consistently sometimes if we weren't playing at our top of our game.
Right, they know exactly. Oh, and they get the 2 tags, they get 1 person free, and then they're moving from there. 1 person left on Pink Kittens, but there we go. Linkmaster doing it every time and getting the unfreezes for his team.
Absolutely. We got 4 minutes on the clock. It's up 6. I've said every game, there's plenty of time left, but we started to see a consistent here that,
there we go. We have Pink Kittens getting a point on the board, and maybe this is their chance to come back and get things motivated and started.
Absolutely. Just under 4 minutes again. 2 on the board for King Kitten, 7 on the board for ATM. We're starting to see this middle strat. It's just off of center. It's it's kind of interesting with this map design, right? Because there's the higher platforms, like the one in the center and the ones in front of each spawn, and that kind of drives players around it sometimes, unless you're going for a dive. So if you go over to one of the static cameras out here, you can see that with these blocks, they play around these blocks, but if you go over in the center, it is forcing you to dive into the other team. So that's what starts to get you into these predictable kind of movements here. And I really think that ATM has identified that.
Right, ATM is really abusing the attract to work in their advantage. They know how to make people move where they want to and push them where they need them to be. And it is showing off in this game with ATM taking this, pushing this in a more dominant fashion. With 2 members, they go for the saves, and it seems sometimes it can be really untimely when they choose to. And we're just in this game point moving forward.
That is game point right here, and I mean, unless they pull it out, it's going to go to ATM.
Right, ATM is going to have to, we're 2 members down already of Pink Kittens, and we have 1 member lagging behind. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, and he just tries to go straight to the middle to get it, but it doesn't work. ATM pushes and gets the point for them.
Now, for Team ATM, this was the first game of the BO3, correct?
Yes, this is the first game of the best of 3. They still have 2 more games, possibly to play. If Pink Kittens can get the next round, they still have a chance to beat ATM, but they're gonna have to change how they unfreeze. Too often am I seeing ATM members get frozen or tag a member of Pink Kitten, and then recklessly a member of Pink Kittens goes in and tries to sing. Now, Linkmaster does a good job of coming through in those when 2 of them are down and getting that unfreeze. But that is not enough. All of them are going to have to play smart to get this going and get this started.
Absolutely. I want to see, do you see those, something I wanted to point out again is, we've gone back and forth about talking about this map dynamics. Do you see the 2 glowing spheres, one on each side of kind of these? I don't have any pointer. I just tried to point at it. But if you go back to the other view, actually, yeah, in the center there, it's just off the center, the little glowing spheres, they have the blue highlights on them. So something that's really useful about those is the fact that it is a sphere hanging off the wall. So if it's like the ideal pivot, I guess the best way to say, right? So when you come in and you're entering in through these tunnels or the side scoreboard or lobby side, and you come around, you grab those, you are freely arcing really at 360 degrees, not worrying about hitting a wall like you would when you could only take a left turn or only take a 90% turn in the back flank areas. So something else to kind of help you is in these big fights in the center, if you can go and you can grapple those and you can kind of help that like circle your components, your enemy. Circling them kind of keeps them having to spin, adjusting their movement, looking, and then you attack and dive, and then that's just kind of how, an easy way to kind of take advantage of the map to help you get points.
Right, it is that ingenious thinking about how things are going, how things should be, that makes the game really interesting and how you can use this map and really pick it apart. These maps are used with thoughts and with what they want, and understanding how to move properly in this map is a great way to get people to understand how to formulate their strategies and move forward with the game. Coming up with strategies and how you want to attack and manipulate your opponent into attacking how you want is a key point in how you can get as good as ATM. I know it's hard to believe watching them absolutely stomp these teams that other people can get as good, but I absolutely believe it and watch what they're doing.
Sorry.
No, you go.
So what I was thinking about as you're saying that, it really makes me want to see, some of the best players is just the people. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the devs or myself or anything, but maybe. But what I found out consistently is like, to show the power of this is the devs and, the team have, I mean, a few of us have thousands of hours easily, absolutely easily. And so when you take that and you put it on versus Team ATM, who probably has a fraction amount of the time, maybe 10%, likely not even 10. And so when you put them up and they're already taking points off devs and they're also taking points off these, like, supposedly the best, trio there is, it's kind of crazy to do that.
Yeah. So we're going to, so understanding how to get started and where you want to get started always starts with a Grapple video, and a Grapple video can show you the basics of where you want to start off and where you want to move to. And once you understand that, you can know where you want to be and how to get good as ATM. Hello, welcome to a vertical shift tutorial video. Today we'll be talking about a fundamental mechanic in vertical shift, grappling. The video you just saw had a player firing out a green line from his hand. That green line is called a grapple. The action begins with the player firing their crosshair, which looks like this. The center of the crosshair will tell the player where the green line, or grapple, will connect to. When the player is ready, they can fire their grapple and instantly connect to what they're aiming at. Here, the player is simply connected. For the player to enter a swinging motion, they must press the reel button. While the reel button is being held down, the player will move in a pendulum motion, causing an increase in speed and a shortening of the player's grapple length. At any point in their swing, the player can release themselves from their contact point by letting go of the grapple button. This will cause the player to exit their pendulum motion and shoot out in a straight line. Now let's look at that video again, but this time we'll break it down at every point. First, the player aims their grapple. Then, the grapple is shot and connects to the ceiling. And finally, the player starts to reel their grapple and begins to swing. And that's how grappling works in vertical shift. Can't wait to see you in the game, trying out your skills. Okay, guys, we are going to get started with Pink Kittens and ATM. These two teams are moving great, and we are going to get started into the second game and see how that is. First game went to ATM, and so we'll see if Pink Kittens are able to start. So we're going to be moving forward as is and see what Pink Kittens were able to come up with to defeat ATM in this upcoming action.
Absolutely. And 2v10 last game. I'm curious to see if ATM just pulls it out every time, to be honest. This game, looking at Captain Daddy's point of view, Captain Daddy is one of the devs. He works a lot on, he worked on the police quests and a few of those others quests in the single player content, as well as, I believe, the designer of the map. That was a 13-second round.
Yeah, absolutely. Pink Kittens are realizing very quickly that going down the middle is not going to be what gets them that victory. So they're going to move over to the side and see how that goes.
Is this Ultra Meanie doing the tower strat again? No, that's just Captain.
Ooh, Captain was trying to hide, maybe gets a double tag out there, but it doesn't seem as though that's where he wants to be. Link Master coming in and saving his teammates like he likes to do. So now we have Falling Train X, and he's getting these tags on Pink Kittens. 2 down right now. What will he do? He goes for the save. I like that move.
The save, honestly, there's a little bit of respect back and forth of the way as in, do you just try to win your ones? But there's a prize on the line.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, oh, I win my ones, or I was smart enough to, mathematically get my teammate up, and now my odds are in my favor versus you.
Right. It's knowing exactly who needs to be played with, or who needs to be untagged and who needs to be tagged.
I see like every time I look, there's at least 2 pink kittens tied down.
It's constantly happening that so what ATM is, they stay together and they're able to pounce on like as a single target. So they see the 2 right now and they get the 1, and that's nice, but it doesn't matter because these unfreezes come fast.
Between those last games between BO1, BO2 right here, or I guess the first game, second game, is I got to hear listen into some of the comms from ATM, from them just talking, and the littlest things could be going on. They're on the left. I go to the left. I'm just like, they're just,
Yeah, every single thing that is happening is being relayed to the members. So we have all community pants doing tunnel strats, trying to get into the back line, but it just leaves them to other members of the team getting tagged. We have Captain Meanie, we have Link Master, both down right now, and now Ultra Meanie is stuck with this 3v1.
What's interesting as well is, I'm looking. 05. This one might go quick, to be honest. But what I'm looking at here, Oh, there might have been a little miscommunication there when they both split and he grappled on the both. So what I wanted to talk about is, about their comms, right? I think I heard, when I was listening in there, so everything is networked, right? The audio's all networked. So if someone runs out of jetpack and it plays a giant alarm, the enemy team can hear that.
Right.
So what's interesting is I wonder if they're calling out those as well.
That would be an interesting. That's definitely things you want to call out. It also makes it sound when you're out of zips, and being out of zips is a dangerous area to be in.
Especially with this current meta right now, 0, 6, 7. It's been 3 minutes, so these are about 30-second rounds.
Yeah, absolute quick matches.
But with these zips, right? Especially with, these zips are take me here now, right? And then you let go when you want. And a lot of times you'll see them in the tunnels to help you go straight because there's these small kind of congested areas. But again, it goes right back to that strat earlier about saving zips when you launch. If you waste your zips, you're out of the fight. Not always. Like, it's not like the said and done, like use this or die, but using them correct. It's resource management.
Right. Using these resources properly and knowing when to shoot out and when to not can be really important. And also, using your blaster as well. There is a recharge on those blasters, and it feels forever when you don't have them.
With that, you do have 1 per hand with each individual like cooldowns on each. So you can technically, and a strat that I use too, if I'm taking a 1 and there's no one around me, I'll feather. Was that a round?
No, that wasn't.
Okay. I'll feather my my tag, so I'll shoot 2 at a player with a change in about half remaining. Bunch of just tags and untags coming back and forth, hearing the 1 player remaining over and over again. But using that feather, that's 2 tags on 1 player. That's that's another chance that it could hit. And so I feel like if no one's around you and you reuse those resources, it really, really helps you on the odds of winning.
Are we going to talk about how we're at game point right now, and we're going to be seeing whether or not Kittens are able to keep up? Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. 2 members down on Kittens, and they only have 1 left. They get the free, but what will they be able to do with their new free member?
I don't know.
ATM has just been in a dominant fashion. Now they have 2 members down again. It's an unfortunate situation to be in, and it constantly is a struggle for them.
This is kind of the final fight here for Pink Kitten. No, because they've won too. They still go to losers, right? So the loser bracket, which is now going to go to Pink Kittens fights the losers finals, correct?
Yeah, they moved over to losers finals. ATM is moving over to grand finals. Pink Kittens are moving over to losers, and we'll be playing out that next. ATM has done a great job of playing and going with that, but it is a unfortunate another just absolute win by ATM, showing again exactly why they're the best at this game. It is insane to watch them just come through and come with that victory as though it's a piece of cake, because Kittens are no pushover. Like, you saw the AVR game, they made those wins and they made those plays to be able to go, and yeah, no, ATM showing exactly why they won last time, and maybe they're showing everyone why they should be winning this time. So Kittens will be headed over to the losers bracket. We still have drop kicks and AVR going on at this moment, and we will see where that is in just an update soon. But oh my god, that was incredible play by ATM keeping their pressure and speed up all the time. It is absolutely great watching them. But as we move forward into our bracket, we will be taking a short break. Pink Kittens and the winner of Dropkick and 8-Yard will be brought to you around 3:45, and during that break, we will be moving through losers finals and grand finals to see who will be championed in this Winter Games 2021 of the Valve Vertical Shift Tournament. But make sure you guys come back. We will be taking a short break, and we will see you guys soon.